Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'll be going over some of the most insane convertible interiors that Greenville, Wisconsin has to offer. We'll be looking at Avantismos, BKMs, and more. Let's hop right into it. The first vehicle that we're going to be taking a look at is the 2018 Avantismo LeMans Spyder, and if I'm being honest, looks pretty fire. This convertible has amazing visibility. If you want a nice, stylish ride where you can easily take a look at your surroundings, then this is the car for you. Whether you look at your driver's side window or straight back down the road, you can see anywhere you'd like with no obstructions. This car has some spectacular interior lighting. There are white lights everywhere, all surrounding the driver's seat. If you end up driving this car, you're gonna have a pretty lit night. If you really take a deep dive and a close look into the vehicle's interior texture and mesh, you can see that the developers have really taken their time on it. There are clean-cut decals on the dashboard like the one making up the gauge. There's a very detailed gear stick as well as a large assortment of buttons on the steering wheel. This all brings a lot of liveliness to the car, which in turn makes the game feel more in-depth. Somewhere along this video, I thought I'd include a classic, so here it is, the 2015 Belco SixtySix. When you first get into the car, you can see that it has a roof cover, though despite this, the interior is still visible. This means that you can get in and drive with the cover up or down. This car is the only one with this feature, which is quite unique. If you take a look at the steering wheel and pay attention to all the bells and whistles on the dashboard, you'll see that they aren't what you thought they'd be. They're more bumpy and in the shape of a dodecagon. The plain and simplistic look really gives off its value. When you turn on your headlights, the gauges on the dashboard light up. It gives off a realistic sense as it's more to interact with. Cars in real life typically have lights like these, so I'm glad Greenville followed suit. When you look out to the left, you can see everything almost perfectly. There are no visible obstructions to your field of view, though on the other hand, if you look straight back, there is a metal pole, part of the headguard that is blocking your view of the lane that's straight behind you. This is definitely a flaw if you need to check out what's back there. There are lights on the gauges, though that's about it. As you can see, they're only white lights, so not a lot of variation. Certainly a shame, though as I mentioned before, the simplistic look really gives it value. All the lights shown are bright, and in the future, if the speedometer works, you would be able to see it at night. The next vehicle that we're going to be taking a look at is the 2020 BKM Risen Roadster. As you can see, the color variation in this vehicle is absolutely stunning, with LED lights sweeping the outer edges of the design and beautifully placed buttons all around the car. The interior is amazing. There's an insane amount of detail, and this is definitely my favorite out of all of the cars that we're reviewing today. There are many different reasons for this, the main one being that I absolutely love the bright orange color. There's even texture on the armrests, which is awesome considering how such a minor detail became part of the build. When you look left, you can see almost perfectly, though sadly right behind where your head would be there's a large lump. This is here for safety, quote unquote, but really just makes the view a whole lot worse. When you look straight backwards, you can't see the road, but you are able to see any approaching vehicles. The visibility isn't terrible, but it also isn't great. The next vehicle that we're going to be reviewing is the 2020 BKM Zoom. This car has LED lights almost everywhere, orange lights on the steering wheel, blue lights on the frame. The color variation is really nice on the eyes, especially with the combined blue and orange. There are neon lights covering every button in the car, which really makes the interior pop. Just like its predecessor, this BKM has a stunning interior. There are working turning and hazard signals, and on the center console you have a screen, and it comes with some stunning decals. There are little icons all over the steering wheel just like you see in the actual car. The white interior color gives off a very nice and tidy look, quite clean. On the center console you have more buttons and more detail. Overall, amazing interior and highly recommended. The BKM Zoom isn't bad. You can see well no matter which way you look. Even though the seat obstructs your view, it's hardly an issue. You can still see the entirety of the road. That is where we're going to wrap up this video, but thank you guys all so much for coming out and watching it. It was a lot of fun to make, and I hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next time.